What if the girl everyone used to laugh at, the one they called names, ignored in the hallways, and whispered about behind her back, walked into a luxurious reunion and stunned everyone into silence? This isn't just a story about revenge. It's about rising from the ashes of humiliation and turning past wounds into power. When Eliza Hartman received an invitation to her high school reunion, she nearly deleted it. After all, those were the same people who bullied her for wearing secondhand clothes, who mocked her every move. But something inside her said, go. And not to prove them wrong, but to prove to herself that she was no longer that fragile girl. No one at the reunion expected what happened next. They didn't recognize the elegant woman who stepped through the doors of the city's most exclusive restaurant. They didn't know her name anymore, but they were about to find out. This story will challenge your assumptions, stir your emotions, and maybe even make you look at your own past in a new light. Stay until the end. You won't believe how it all unfolds. Gray mouse, Cassandra Meyer smirked, swirling her latte in a trendy Berlin cafe. She flicked her manicured finger across the screen of her phone, showing a profile photo to her best friend, Beatrice Vogel. Beatrice raised an eyebrow. Where? I don't see any mice here. Cassandra laughed, her voice echoing through the mostly empty cafe. Not a real one. I mean Eliza Hartman. Remember her? Wore thrift store clothes, always had those oversized sweaters like her grandma knitted them? We used to call her the gray mouse in high school. Beatrice's face scrunched with distaste. Ugh, I remember. Quiet, weird, and poor. She just accepted the invite, Cassandra said with a wicked grin. Beatrice nearly dropped her cup. Wait, what invite? To the reunion. We're hosting it at La Couronne, only the classiest restaurant in town. You're kidding. Beatrice rolled her eyes. That place has a dress code stricter than the Vatican. What makes you think she'll even show up? I hope she does, Cassandra smirked. It'll be fun. Watch her squirm when she realizes she doesn't belong. Beatrice shifted in her seat, clearly uncomfortable. Honestly, Cass, it's been 10 years. Maybe we should drop the act. Cassandra waved her off. Please. She's still the same nobody with pictures of kittens and inspirational quotes on her feed. Look at her page. Flowers, puppies, no job info, nothing glamorous. She probably still shops at charity stores. It'll be hilarious. Later that evening, Beatrice climbed into her aging Mini Cooper, the heater broken for months. Snow fell thick across the windshield. She sighed, her breath fogging the cold glass. Despite her flashy appearance and social media presence, money came in fits and bursts. Her savings went to facials, fake nails, and brunches with Cassandra. Every time she glanced at her dwindling bank app, she pushed the worry away. Until now. Meanwhile, across town, Eliza Hartman sat in her modest flat, staring at the glowing notification on her phone. You're invited to the class of 2013 reunion at Restaurant La Couronne. For a moment, she was back in that classroom, laughter echoing, a dirty sweater flung at her, someone whispering, "Why does she smell like mothballs?" Her father's weary face came to mind. A once prominent academic, forced to work double shifts at a warehouse after losing his university job. Night after night, he returned home with aching joints and broken dreams. Alcohol dulled his pain until Eliza begged him to stop. And he did. For her. She thought about her mother, always rubbing her father's back with ointment, whispering encouragements even when the bills piled up. And then there was Eliza, rising before dawn, brewing tea, cooking eggs, and pretending her secondhand clothes didn't make her a target. The teasing was cruel. Her classmates mocked her relentlessly. Teachers turned a blind eye. Yet through it all, Eliza studied harder than anyone, graduated with honors, and buried the trauma in the deepest part of her soul. Now they wanted her back? She stood in front of the mirror, her reflection framed by soft bathroom light. Her lips curled into something unexpected, a smile, not of joy, but of quiet strength. Let them see who I've become. Are you insane? Beatrice barked into her phone, nearly toppling the manicure lamp. Why now? I can't go dress shopping. I'm literally at the salon. You're such a drama queen, Cassandra chuckled. It's just one night. You don't get it, Cass. I don't have your money. I can't just waltz into Gucci and grab a dress off the rack. Cassandra sighed. We're doing this. No backing out. Beatrice ended the call and sank back in the chair, exhausted. This friendship had become a habit, not a choice. Cassandra always led the way, on vacations, on decisions, even in cruelty. And Beatrice? She just followed. But tonight felt different. Something about Eliza showing up. It unsettled her. Across town again, Eliza adjusted the straps of her gown, her breath catching slightly. Her husband Henrik entered the room, his strong arms wrapping around her. "You look incredible." "I don't know if I can do this," she whispered. Henrik leaned in. "You can. You faced worse than this. You're not going there for them. You're going for you, for that little girl they used to mock. But what if I break down? Then I'll be there to hold you." She smiled, heart racing. With one last look in the mirror, she nodded. "Let's do this." The La Couronne sparkled under a canopy of golden lights. The restaurant was buzzing, glasses clinking, soft jazz playing in the background. In the corner, a group of 10 sat near a panoramic window overlooking the icy river. "This is ridiculous," muttered Felix Gruber, stuffing another canapé into his mouth. "If I knew she was coming, I wouldn't have shown up." "Then leave, Felix," Cassandra said, draping her coat over the velvet booth. "You're free to go." "She was a joke, Cass. We all know it." "Admiral," Martin Keller sipped his whiskey and finally spoke. "Yeah, and we were the bullies. I'm not proud of that." Stefan Lindbergh nodded solemnly. "She didn't deserve any of it. Maybe we should apologize." Cassandra's face darkened. "You're kidding, right? That girl was a ghost. She didn't even speak." "Maybe because she was scared of us?" Martin shot back. Suddenly the room fell silent. The entrance doors opened, and there she was, Eliza Hartman. Hair cascading in soft waves. A deep navy gown hugging her figure. Graceful, confident. A woman who no longer carried the weight of their words. Martin stood. "Oh my God!" Stefan's jaw dropped. "That's her?" Beatrice gasped. "She's stunning." Even Cassandra couldn't hide her shock, her fingernails digging into the upholstery. Eliza approached slowly, her heels clicking against the polished marble floor. "Good evening," she said, her voice calm and poised. "Am I late?" Martin quickly pulled out a chair. "Please join us." Eliza sat, smiling politely. "Thank you." Before anyone could speak further, a waiter appeared with a massive bouquet of white orchids. "These are for Mrs. Eliza Hartman," he announced. "From Mr. Henrik Albrecht," he added. "Wait, Henrik Albrecht?" Cassandra's voice rose an octave. "The Henrik Albrecht?" "Yes," Eliza replied. "My husband." You could have heard a pin drop. If you were Eliza, would you have accepted the invitation after all those years of bullying? Do you think people can truly change after high school? Or do they just get better at hiding their judgment? Comment below. What would you say to your old bullies if you had the chance today? If you think Eliza handled this like a true queen, drop a like and heart in the comments. The silence at the table stretched unbearably long, broken only by the faint clink of cutlery from nearby diners. Cassandra's expression twisted as if she'd swallowed lemon juice. "So, you're married to the Henrik Albrecht? As in, the CEO of Albrecht Industries?" Eliza nodded with calm elegance. "Yes, we met during grad school." Beatrice, stunned, barely managed a whisper. "Grad school? You went to grad school?" "I received a scholarship to the European Business Institute, graduated with top honors." Martin let out a low whistle. "That's incredible, Eliza." "Really?" "Thanks, Martin," she replied with a soft smile. The tension hung heavy as a server refilled their glasses. Cassandra, clearly uncomfortable in her own skin for the first time, forced a laugh. "Well, isn't this something? Look at us all grown up. Some of us with companies, some of us with..." She hesitated, then smirked. "Yeah, fancy husbands." Eliza raised her glass, unfazed. "And some of us with the same old attitude." The table collectively inhaled. Stefan leaned forward. "Eliza, I just want to say, back in school, we were cruel, and I was part of it. I'm ashamed of how we treated you." Beatrice nodded slowly. "Me too. We laughed when we should have stood up for you." Martin added, "It wasn't fair. You didn't deserve it. None of it." Cassandra rolled her eyes, but Eliza's gaze remained locked on the others. "I appreciate your honesty," she said simply. It's not easy to admit things like that, but I'm not here to drag up old wounds. I'm here because I'm not afraid of my past anymore. Beatrice blinked back tears. You're not angry. Oh, I was, Eliza admitted, for a long time. But anger is heavy, and I had bigger dreams than carrying it around forever. A hush fell again, but this time it wasn't out of awkwardness. It was out of respect. A few seats down, a man who had been quiet all night finally spoke. So, you're not just some quiet mouse anymore. Eliza turned to him, offering a gentle but sharp smile. No, I'm the woman who built her own business, who married the man of her dreams, and who walked in here tonight knowing exactly who she is. Cassandra clinked her glass harder than necessary, trying to mask her embarrassment. Well, lucky you. Some of us had to work for what we have. And I didn't? Eliza's voice was calm but cutting. You think I got here by chance? I worked nights while studying. I took care of my parents when my father was ill. I fought for every opportunity I was given. Don't confuse silence with weakness. A few guests at neighboring tables had turned to glance, sensing something powerful unfolding. Beatrice cleared her throat. You own a business? Eliza nodded. 2, actually. 1 in event planning and 1 in consulting. I also volunteer with a foundation for underprivileged youth. The server returned with dessert menus. Cassandra pushed hers aside. Her appetite was gone, along with her illusion of superiority. Just then, a waiter approached with another surprise. Apologies, Mrs. Hartman. There's a car waiting outside with a delivery for you. Eliza stood gracefully and stepped toward the entrance. A few moments later, she returned with a small velvet box in her hand. She opened it at the table, revealing a shimmering diamond pendant. The note inside read, To the woman who turned pain into power, see you at home. Henrik, Beatrice exhaled sharply. That man adores you. Eliza smiled. And I adore him. But more importantly, I respect myself now. That's what truly changed everything. She stood up, placing her napkin on the table. Thank you for this evening. I wish you all nothing but the best. Cassandra crossed her arms. Running already? Eliza turned. No, Cassandra, I ran for years. Tonight, I walked in. And just like that, she left them speechless. If you were in Eliza's shoes, would you have confronted your old bullies? Or stayed away for good? Let us know in the comments. And if you think Eliza made the right move, drop a like and heart below. As Eliza stepped out of the restaurant into the cold night air, a light snow had begun to fall, soft, delicate flakes catching in her dark hair. The hum of the city faded behind her as she took a deep breath, letting the crisp air settle into her chest. She had done it. She hadn't just survived the night, she had owned it. A sleek black car pulled up to the curb. The driver stepped out, respectfully tipping his hat. Mrs. Hartman, Mr. Albrecht is waiting for you at the lake house. Eliza nodded, slipping into the warmth of the car, her fingers brushing the pendant around her neck. As the city lights disappeared behind her, so did the weight of the past. Back inside the restaurant, the silence around the reunion table was thick with realization. No one dared speak first, not even Cassandra. Martin broke the silence. Did we just witness the ultimate glow-up, or a real-life Cinderella story? No, Beatrice said quietly. We witnessed a woman who built herself from the ashes of our cruelty, and now she's beyond anything we could have imagined. Stefan pushed his chair back. I feel ashamed. We thought we were the winners back then, but we were cowards. Cassandra scoffed. Please, she's just lucky. No, Cassandra, said Yuri sharply. She's brave. You called her a mouse, but she walked in here with the dignity of a queen. She faced all of us, every mocking glance, every whispered joke, and she didn't flinch. And you know what stings the most? Beatrice added, her voice barely a whisper. She forgave us. Meanwhile, in the car, Eliza was lost in thought. Memories of school days flooded her mind. Not just the cruelty, but the moments of solitude, the quiet victories, the endless nights of studying while others partied. She had cried into her pillow countless times, but she had never let those tears drown her ambition. She remembered the moment she met Henrik, how he had asked about her opinions, not her appearance, how he admired her intellect before he ever noticed her curves, how he loved her for her strength, not in spite of her past. The car slowed as they approached the lake house, nestled between snow-covered pines. Warm light glowed through the windows. Eliza stepped out and walked toward the porch, where Henrik stood waiting with 2 glasses of wine and a blanket draped over his arm. "You were incredible tonight," he said, wrapping the blanket around her shoulders. She smiled, leaning into his embrace. "I didn't expect it to feel like victory." "It's more than victory," he said softly. "It's closure.